Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. But first, let me give a big shout-out to Michael, Nichols, and to PDX Doug, continuing their support of the channel over at patreon.com/PCP. We really do appreciate it, homies. Y'all are the best. Moving on, like I said, let's start. First of all, let's address this. It's Saturday morning, right? That's when this video is releasing. Why? Because I'm going to have a busy Saturday evening doing Dylan's horror show at 9 p.m. Central Time. But tonight, here on Pop Culture Philosophers, 6 p.m. Central Time, join me, Bueller from Comics with Bueller, and Dylan from Dylan's Comics as we host our Best Comics of the Month live stream. That's tonight, 6 p.m. Central Time, here on Pop Culture Philosophers. Heroes Reborn. We talked about it a little bit last week. Marvel was teasing these images. It seemed like they were doing some kind of weird celebration of the 25th anniversary of Heroes Reborn, but not really doing anything with what Heroes Reborn actually was. Now we find out it is in fact a series by Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness, kind of spinning out of their Avengers work, and it's called Heroes Reborn. And it's basically presenting a world in which the Avengers never existed. So I guess you got Juggernaut of Doom, right? And you've got Peter Parker's never been Spider-Man or something, and Cap was never found, and who knows all the craziness, right? So it's basically an Age of Apocalypse type thing, but for the Avengers, but hopefully not as excessive as Age of Apocalypse was, because as cool as AOA was, I think it would be overkill for this Heroes Reborn thing. So it's, I think, a 6-issue series. Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness, probably spinning out of all of the Phoenix Avengers Mephisto stuff that he's been building up forever. So there you go. Marjorie Finnegan Temporal Criminal is a new one in May from AWA Upshot. It's written by Garth Ennis. That's why we're talking about it. But it is about a thief who goes across through the timeline. The big thing is this. It's Garth Ennis at AWA. It promises to be something cool. Axel Alonso said some really nice things about the idea, and I'm kind of stoked for it because I think every few years you get something really solid from Garth Ennis, and we shall see. We shall see. This one seems like it's going to be rather fun. Shadowman from Valiant, April 28th. It is finally here, like a year late because of the COVID shutdown. But I've actually been pumped for this book. I know I haven't covered a lot of Valiant here. I promise to start changing that. I'm going to get caught up on things like Exo Man of War, but I'm really pumped for Shadowman. This is written by Cullen Bunn with artwork by John Davis Hunt. John Davis Hunt was the artist on The Wildstorm recently over at DC, and I absolutely loved his work there, and I'm loving the idea of him teaming up with a great horror writer, Cullen Bunn, to do a brand new Shadowman series for Valiant. That should be at the end of April. Sandman on Audible has been renewed, and going forward with Acts 2 and 3, they are calling it. First of all, Sandman on Audible, it's a radio drama type thing, but it is so expertly well done. I just loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant and amazing. Confirmation now that they're doing Act 2 and 3. Judging by the space of Act 1, that's probably going to lead us up to near the conclusion of the series. I am very excited for that. Speaking of Sandman, Sandman has announced its cast. That's right, the live-action adaptation of Neil Gaiman's Sandman on Netflix. Tom Sturridge as Dream. I'm not familiar with who this cat is, but honestly, looking at him, okay, I can see that. Charles Dance as Roderick Burgess. I'm really excited for that. I think he's a great actor, and knowing this role, I think he's going to be able to do a great job. And another one I want to point out is Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer. Gwendolyn Christie was in Game of Thrones. She played that knight. She was Captain Phasma in the Star Wars recent movies. This is an interesting choice, and I'm really excited to see what she's going to do to Lucifer. There's other people in the cast. I'm not really familiar with them, but there they are, and I'm excited to see what they do, because Sandman is one of the greatest comics ever. I watched the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. Okay, so it looks like, it's going to be a fun, big monster brawl. But here's the thing. I thought that the last Godzilla film looked like that, right? And I thought that it kind of, maybe this one can balance the human element and the monster fighting, you know, because obviously you can tell that there's like two or three big climatic scenes here with Kong and Godzilla, so there's going to be a lot of human stuff. Now, I haven't seen that last Kong movie or whatever, but I'm hearing good things about it, and I've heard that they've explained that he was an adolescent in the Skull Island movie, and so now he's full grown, whatever. I mean, obviously, Godzilla can't just, you know, flick him away and that's the end of the movie. But I think the trailer looks all right. The colors look amazing. I mean, I'll see it, but I'm holding off any kind of excitement because I've been burned by these kind of movies before. The Courier, I watched this trailer. It's Benedict Cumberbatch. He's just a regular dude back in the Cold War era in Britain, and they use him, the British spy service uses him as a courier of information in and out of Russia. So it puts this ordinary dude in a very crazy, tense circumstance. And the trailer looked really good. Benedict looks like he's going to crank out a great performance. It's very low-key. It's very subtle compared to some of the movies that we cover here, but I thought it looked pretty strong. So that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Like I said, tonight, 6 p.m. Central Time, Best Comics of the Month live stream with me, Bueller, and Dylan, and who knows who may show up, right? And then tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time over at Dylan's Comics, Dylan's Horror Show. I'm very excited to be his co-host in this venture and excited tonight to talk about the legendary horror director Stuart Gordon. Very exciting. Tomorrow night, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time, Rockin Robbie live. And then we're blasting on forward into next week. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support and checking out the video. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Station! Have a good one.